Welcome to the Power Circuit, your weekly window into Nigeria's evolving power sector, brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. I'm Amara Akukesi. In each week of this year, 2025, we have been bringing to you exclusive insights, updates, and behind-the-scenes access to the heart of our nation's electricity supply industry. From new infrastructure projects and national grid upgrades to system operations, regulatory advancements, and stakeholders' engagements, we've been connecting you directly with the people and the power behind the wires. In this episode, we have the honor of presenting a spotlight review of this year, showcasing how the power sector has fared. This episode promises to be exciting and insightful. Kindly stay with us. As the backbone of the Nigerian electricity supply industry, the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) is working tirelessly to expand grid capacity, improve reliability, and ensure efficient power delivery across all regions of the country. So far in the year 2025, TCN has done remarkably well in infrastructure delivery while significantly contributing to the laudable milestone testaments of the entire power sector this year.
The year 2025 began with renewed vigor that indicated a stronger commitment from the government. This was as the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, in a New Year message to Nigerians, called for continuation of patriotic efforts, especially in protecting power infrastructure and other critical national assets. The minister then went on to commission several power infrastructures and installations nationwide, demonstrating high support for TCN. Earlier this year, the minister unveiled an integrated resource plan to drive strategic actions for the power sector. During a management retreat of the Ministry of Power in Abuja, the minister also unveiled a 10-year rescue plan to overhaul the power sector and increase power capacity. The minister was at a meeting with the Senate Committee on Power in Ikore-Bene, Akwa Ibom State, where he called on the National Assembly to enhance the appropriation and releases for the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN), as the agency does not have adequate funds to run its operations. The minister ensured the success of the 6th National Council on Power (NACOP), held in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, with the theme Consolidating Reforms for a Sustainable Energy Future in Nigeria. Chief Adelabu convened a ministerial press briefing where he highlighted the milestones of his administration, noting key improvements in the performance of the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) through ongoing reforms. An innovation is coming to town as the Minister of Power this year kicked off a battery energy storage system study workshop for TCN towards revolutionizing energy storage. The Minister of Power, at a press conference, highlighted breakthroughs for the year and pledged more commitment to developing policies that will accelerate the electricity market development. One of these milestones is the synchronization of the national grid of Nigeria with the West African grid in readiness for a regional electricity trade regime.
Breakthrough recorded in 2025 is the outcome of years of renewed investment, strengthened operational discipline, and Nigeria's deliberate resolve to position itself as a central player in the regional electricity market. The achievement recorded in 2025 marks a new chapter in Nigeria's electricity sector. Our system is now aligned with international standards.
For the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN), it has just a priority task, that is excelling in the delivery of its mandate of expanding the national electricity transmission system. And so, there were more cheering reports on project delivery from across the 10 regions of TCN.
The national grid recorded key stability in operation and gradually increased in the transmission wheeling capacity with no report of total system collapse In February, TCN announced a new peak generation of 5,543.20 megawatts. The company successfully transmitted the new peak generation and maximum daily energy to the distribution company's load centers nationwide for onward distribution to their customers. There was another remarkable feat in March with a record-breaking rise in available generation capacity to 6,003 megawatts of electricity. The peak electricity then rose to 5,801.4 megawatts with a maximum daily energy of 128,370.75 megawatts hour during the period. The management of TCN energized and commissioned over 60 power transformers this year. These added capacities significantly resulted in the acceleration of the national transmission wheeling capacity of 8,500 megawatts.
Presently, we have 8,500, but every day we are expanding. As we are talking now, we have installed a lot of transformers, both under the World Bank and SLA, which are yet to be commissioned. Then we have almost built around 2 or 3 substations, new ones also. So in the essence, every day, the Transmission Company of Nigeria is expanding the transmission capacity.
We are showcasing some of these additional milestones capacity power transmission projects across the operational regions of TCN. The company commissioned a 60 MVA and another 75 MVA power transformers at the 330, 132, 33 kV Lekki transmission substation in Lagos State. At a separate period, the Akomba sub-region store in Lagos region received 15 power transformers and their accessories from the port for onward deployment to various substations. Ajah substation got 2 power transformers. 1 power transformer was commissioned in the Jora transmission substation, 1 in Oba transmission substation, and 1 in the Agbara transmission substation. In Abia State, TCN has increased the capacity of the 132 33 kV section of the Aloji transmission substation to 850 MVA. Not far away from Imo State, a 63 MVA mobile power transformer was added to the 132 33 kV Owerri transmission substation belonging to TCN. The company energized a new 125 MVA power transformer at the 132 33 kV New Haven transmission substation. In the Kano region, the company also successfully energized a new 300 MVA power transformer at the 330 132 33 kV Kumboso transmission substation. TCN then launched a transmission line reconductoring project still in Kano. Under the Abuja region, TCN is ensuring the 132 kV Apo transmission substation operates optimally in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, as it successfully completed a scheduled routine maintenance at the substation. The 330 132 33 kV Katampe transmission substation was also upgraded with a 300 MVA power transformer to enable Abuja and neighboring states like Nasarawa and Niger states receive increased bulk electricity transmission from the added equipment. A 100 MVA power transformer was energized at the 132 33 kV Karu transmission substation, Abuja, further strengthening power supply in the area. In Bauchi region, TCN completed and commissioned a new 330 132 kV transmission substation in Bauchi State. TCN commissioned a 300 MVA power transformer at the 330 132 kV Gombe transmission substation. In the Federal Capital Territory and Abuja, Nigeria's capital, a silent transformation has been going on in the optimization of electricity transmission wheeling capacity. The system expansion goal of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, led by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, is to ensure that FCT always has a bulk power wheeling capacity surpassing distribution capacity. The power circuit took a tour of the projects and reports that power transmission substations being constructed by TCN in the FTT with funding from the French Development Agency AFD are nearly completed and will soon be energized. The 132 kV Dawaki gas insulated transmission substation is ready and operational for over 3 years. The hybrid 330-132 33 kV transmission substation in Lugbe, Abuja is ready too for energizing. The 330-132 33 kV new Apo transmission substation is on course. Then, there is the 132 33 kV Wumba transmission substation and the 132 33 kV Kuje transmission substation, which are both ready. TCN is poised to always be on top of its game. This is always exemplified in its high maintenance culture. One of such exercise was in Kaduna. It moved swiftly to reconstruct and restring a tower to restore a 132 kV transmission line after its collapse. Just in November, a tower along the 330 kV Gombe to Damaturu line route, which was blown up, was fixed in record time. Power was restored to Yobe and Borno states after the incident caused outage. Away from this, the management of TCN also focused on key operational and administrative reforms in the year 2025. Among these were a 2-day strategic meeting of the transmission service provider TSP, the core of the operations at TCN. General managers from the corporate headquarters and the 10 regional offices nationwide reviewed operational actions and pushed for more landmarks. Following the establishment of the Nigerian Independent System Operator, NISO, nearing the first half of the year, the management of TCN took a swift reform by initiating collaborations with the new management of NISO to improve power transmission efficiency. This was by building interconnected capacity for TCN transmission service operator and NISO system operators across the 10 transmission regions. For its core staff, TCN sensitized them on strengthening regulatory and compliance goals. It also held a specialized training on the maintenance and diagnosis of circuit breakers and other power transmission equipment at Apo Transmission Substation in Abuja and Akomba Substation in Lagos. The aim to improve the hands-on experience of its engineers. As part of the reforms, TCN inaugurated a committee to drive the implementation of its Performance Improvement Plan and Power Sector Recovery Operation PIP-PSRO program. A healthy and strong audit team is an asset in every organization. This is what TCN has and seeks to sustain. So, the management of TCN held a meeting with the audit department in the quest to enhance synergy, efficiency, and accountability within the system. At the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, managing industrial relations is crucial to optimizing progress and milestones. The company always takes this as a priority activity. There were a series of meetings with members of workers' unions in the first half of the year. While Nigerians were optimistic about significant progress of power sector this year, cases of widespread vandalism and sabotage of power transmission assets came up. In mid-January, over 18 transmission towers were vandalized across Rivers, Abia, and Kano states, involving theft of structural components and damage to infrastructure. Additional incidents of sabotage were recorded shortly after, targeting 132 kV underground transmission cables in Abuja, a situation that briefly disrupted central power supply in the Nigeria's capital city. TCN officials in the Abuja region immediately rose to the occasion by visiting the site of vandalized underground transmission lines to assess the extent of damage and take remedial actions. it was fixed and restored shortly afterwards.
It is not just about delivering power transmission projects, but ensuring that those already delivered are fully protected and utilized. So TCN is appealing to Nigerians to stop vandalizing and encroaching on the rights-of-way of power transmission assets. Key field actions were undertaken across the regions to enlighten Nigerians about the dangers of power transmission assets vandalism.
The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, highlights efforts by TCN collaborating with communities and security operatives to curb vandalism of power transmission lines and other infrastructure.
Vandalism is one of the greatest problems we have in TCN because most of the money we are using to repair our equipment that are vandalized are not budgeted. The money we are going to use to expand the grid is the money we are going to use to repair what has been vandalized. So it is a very serious case for us, and we're appealing to Nigerians to understand that government properties are their own property.
TCN has sustained its public enlightenment campaign nationwide. It got into a partnership with the Benue State Ministry of Power, Renewable Energy and Transportation to sensitize residents about the dangers of vandalizing power infrastructure. TCN, via its public enlightenment television program, The Power Circuit, spotlighted the encroachment of power transmission's right-of-way in Enugu region of the company. The erection of structures under power lines clearly defined route is illegal and poses great danger to people and the lines. The company also ran expose on the disturbing act of encroachment of power transmission lines right-of-way in Lagos and Abuja transmission corridors. The public enlightenment campaign of TCN continued with the engagement of Daku community residents along the 330 kV power transmission line route in Niger State. There was another sensitization program on safety practices and the protection of the right-of-way of power transmission lines in Lelei community in Kwali Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, under the Abuja region of TCN. The TCN Enugu region also engaged members of the press on enlightenment against vandalism and encroachment of power transmission lines. Still in Enugu State, TCN elaborately held anti-vandalism awareness campaigns in 7 communities in the second half of the year. In the Kaduna region, TCN and a high delegation from the African Development Bank, AFDB, met critical stakeholders in Jaja and Jaji communities in Kaduna State to address issues of right-of-way and compensation for a 2 by 150 MVA 330 132 33 kV transmission substation in Jaja community and a 2 by 60 MVA 132 33 kV substation in Jaji community. In Rivers State, TCN held a sensitization program at Ibu Ehuda Ahoda Civic Center where officials educated youths on the role of community youths in the fight against vandalism of power facilities traversing their communities. In Lagos, a sensitization program focused on curbing vandalism and preventing encroachment of power transmission infrastructure.
Whether you are a consumer, investor, policymaker, or energy enthusiast, this is your platform to stay informed, empowered, and connected. Stay tuned. This is the Power Circuit, energizing the nation, one connection at a time.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmits bulk electricity from power generating companies, GenCos, to distribution load centers of distribution companies, DISCOs, nationwide. At TCN, we transport bulk electricity at very high voltage to DISCOs, who now off-take it and distributes it directly to electricity customers nationwide. TCN does not generate electricity. we transport the quantum of power generated to distribution load centers. TCN does not distribute electricity directly to electricity consumers. Our job stops where that of the discos begin. TCN, transmitting bulk electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
You will agree with the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, that it is focused on building a robust power transmission system that will reliably serve the Nigerian populace. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, attested to this at a State House live media chat. Engineer Abdulaziz noted the immense task of the company in delivering on its mandate of wheeling bulk electricity most efficiently and reliably.
As of today, we can transmit 8,500 megawatts if it is generated. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the President and Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as well as the Honorable Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, for creating the enabling environment that has made these achievements possible.
During the period under review, the West African Power Pool WAP made significant progress in its activities and goals attainment. The chairman of the executive board of WAP is Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz. As you already know, Engineer Abdulaziz is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
It held multiple meetings of the Joint Supervision Committee and donor agencies in Abuja for the implementation of the North Core Power Interconnection Project. This project, when completed, will link Nigeria with Niger, Benin, Togo, and Burkina Faso through a 330 kV power transmission line route.
You have seen the enormous efforts being put in by the management to continually improve the Nigerian power sector. The management of TCN is pushing its limits to deliver on power transmission infrastructure. From new infrastructure projects and national grid upgrades to system operations, regulatory advancements, and stakeholders' engagements, we've been connecting you directly with the people and the power behind the wires this year. We had the honor of presenting a spotlight review of year 2025 to showcase how the power sector had fared. We are glad that you have been a part of the TCN story. TCN transmission assets are national assets, and so we have a shared responsibility to keep them safe. We must at all times avoid acts of vandalism or encroaching on the rights of way of power infrastructures. You can always get more from the power circuit, as TCN has made all editions available on the TCN YouTube channel. Kindly connect with TCN on all the social media platforms by liking the TCN page on Facebook via Transmission Company of Nigeria. For LinkedIn, the page can be reached via Transmission Company of Nigeria. You can also follow TCN on X by searching for @TCN_Nigeria. Experience TCN and its activities on Instagram as you click TCN_Nigeria. TCN officials are always there to receive your observations and comments by email to affairs.public@tcn.org.ng. For more information about the company's activities, go to the interactive website www.tcn.org.ng. There is also an information site www.tcnnews.ng where TCN keeps you updated about power sector activities. Please continue to do your best in guarding against vandalism of power transmission lines, towers, and substations in your locality. I am Amara Agugesi. Thank you for staying with us.